As Kyle Shanahan typically does, he will meet with local media on the Monday after or the day after a game and discuss injuries and things of that nature. So we're going to go through and recap all the big things that came out of his press conference, starting with Ricky Pearsall. Now, last week, there was some optimism that Ricky could have his window open to return from injured reserve. However, they didn't do that, and they're not going to do it this week either. And on a short week, it actually makes perfect sense that they're not going to be opening up his window for return. So nothing crazy there, in my opinion. Again, 49ers, they're playing on Thursday, so they have to immediately go into game preparation for the Seattle Seahawks. And it's tough to get a guy up like Ricky for that game. So maybe against the Chiefs, maybe against the Cowboys, maybe they just kind of wait until the bye. I don't know how pressing of a need they have for wide receiver, because again, one of the things with Ricky is they will have to make a roster move. So that means they have to cut someone. And I don't know if they are, really jumping at the opportunity to do that. So we'll see. We'll see how that comes together. But that isn't the only news. We had some other injury news on the day. Obviously, with the situation with Nick Moody having a high ankle sprain, is likely going to miss multiple games. The 49ers have brought in 4 kickers for a tryout. So no names yet have been given on who those kickers are. Obviously, a popular name is Robbie Gould. I don't know if Robbie's going to come out of retirement to come kick for a couple weeks. So I would imagine that's probably not a viable option, but who knows? But they are going to be trying out kickers here today, and I would assume they will have someone signed by the end of the day because they have to. They have no other choice. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Obviously, Talanoa Hufanga left the game with a wrist injury. No particular update on this time on the severity of the injury and if he will miss extended time. Obviously, again, having a short week, not a good sign for his availability against the Seattle Seahawks. Unfortunate for Huff. Again, just trying to get back and get healthy, and he's getting dinged up. Now it's a wrist injury for him. So we'll see how that continues to go. In regards to Christian McCaffrey, he will continue his ramp up process, but there is no plan to activate him on a short week. Adam Schefter pretty much said this over the weekend. And again, I think the original timeline that was dropped by Ian Rappaport, I think maybe 2 weeks ago or so, is that the 49ers will likely angle for a return for Christian McCaffrey after the bye. I just think, I know we're getting into dangerous territory with the 49ers being 2-3, and the schedule is only going to get tougher here, and especially heading into the bye. You got Seattle, Chiefs, Cowboys, all 3 are definitely teams vying for playoff spots. And of course, you got a division opponent this week on a short week. So, but no CMC, and would imagine that CMC is targeted to return after the bye, but we'll see how it goes. Demetrius Fennigan-Fowles has already been ruled out against Seattle, so he's dealing with a calf. He won't go. Chris Conley, Jacob Cowing, they were held out of this game last weekend against the Cardinals. They are currently day-to-day, so we will see how their health fares and if they will be back. The 49ers did elevate Trent Taylor to return punts, so we'll see what the 49ers plans are moving forward. Some clarification on Yetur Gross-Matos, who we do know went to IR last week. He is actually going to miss even more time than probably expected. Yetur Gross-Matos had knee surgery, and he's expected to miss 4 to 8 weeks. So just a tough blow, especially at a position where you need the depth. And, there's a lot of promise, a lot of upside. He was a guy that I was really excited to see in this defensive line rotation, and he's just been banged up. He really hasn't gotten an opportunity. and then is going to miss significant time now with a knee injury. So obviously the 49ers health is always going to be a concern, but unfortunately they now have lost Yetur for about 2 months now. So rough Monday. I know a lot of today will be about dissecting the loss and why they lost and is it over. And you hear a lot of people, uh, you know, emotional, and rightfully so. It's a tough loss. It's a bad loss. I would say it's not just a tough loss. It's a bad one. Very similar to the Rams, just two bad losses in the division that has now completely skewed your record, skewed the perception of your team, skewed the perception of who you are. And that's a tough spot to be in. But again, it is what it is. You make your own bed, you sleep in it, and they're going to be the ones who are responsible for getting themselves out of this situation and getting out of this hole. So tough road ahead, but it's football, man. It's a pressurized sport for a reason. So it is a bit of an is what it is situation, but it's also a situation that you got to correct and you got to get better and you got to look yourself in the mirror and you got to fix some things. So we'll see what happens. Again, I think it's a blessing in disguise that they do have a short week here against Seattle. It was also refreshing to hear that they also carry that same sentiment, that they can't even really dwell on the situation because they can't. They have to start preparing for the next game. They can't get in their feelings about, oh, we blew another one. Like, obviously, they're going to have to just analyze it and they're going to have to correct it. And they're going to have to be able to make the adjustments. And that's really what this is they have, to me, they have enough pieces. They have enough pieces to get this done. They have enough bodies in the building that are capable, that can win football games. They just have to get it together. It's really what it comes down to. Get it together, get on the same page, and hopefully they can get back on track. They've been here before, so there is a situation that does exist where we have seen this team with their backs against the wall and playoff hopes against the wall, and they've been able to pull themselves out of that hole. But again, as we've talked about many times, it's better off to not put yourself in the hole that you have to climb out of. But here we are, and the hole just got a little bit bigger, and they got to continue to pull themselves out of it. So we'll see what happens. But that is your update from Kyle Shanahan earlier today. Let me know what you guys think about this, and let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.